Subaru wants us to believe that they've been able to put the performance of a WRX into what's essentially a practical family wagon. Well, we're about to see if they did it or not. We're up here on the beautiful central coast of New South Wales to visit Central Coast Subaru. Today we're picking up the 2018 Subaru Levorg STI 2 litre, and we're going to take it for a drive through the countryside and give you our review. Entering into the cabin, you can see that it's typical Subaru, with all the added comforts of the STI range. The leather seats hug your frame nicely, and everything is positioned thoughtfully and ergonomically. And there's plenty of room in the back seat for friends, family and kids. First thing I know, as we take up the hill, it's quite steep and there is so much power. Really gets up and boogies once that turbo spools up. There is a slight turbo lag, and the only other thing that feels unusual is the CVT. Now, I'm not really accustomed to CVTs, but they feel a little bit like an elastic band winding up before they're let loose and they take off. From my understanding, the Levorg does not come in a manual gearbox. It only comes in this CVT automatic gearbox, which obviously makes life a lot easier when you're driving around, especially in urban areas, and being targeted at the family market, it's probably just fine. I'm a manual gearbox lover, and if I could put a manual gearbox into this car, I would love to have it sitting in my garage amongst my other cars. So let's talk about power. We're in the 2 litre STI model, so we've got 197 kilowatts from memory, 350 newton meters of torque. It's running through a symmetrical all-wheel drive system, so probably one of the most intelligent all-wheel drive systems of all the cars available these days. And particularly if you're running in snow weather and icy weather, this is the car that you need. Well, this is the style of car you need. Being a wagon, there's so much space in the back, obviously. You put a set of racks on here and a capsule, and you can bring a whole family and all their ski gear to the snow. It's coming into snow season right now. Now, being the 2 litre engine, the newton meters of torque, the torque comes on a a little bit higher revs than the 1.6 litre. It comes on at around about 2,500 revs instead of 1,800 revs. Just enough to be noticeable, but certainly the turbo lag is not something that you need to worry about at all. There's plenty of poke the moment that you put your foot down. It's got a nice little turbo whistle, and in fact, let's switch the CVT into the automatic manual mode, and now we can use the paddle shifters to change gears. Alright, now they're on, and let's see how responsive it is using paddle shifters. Yeah, look. Much more responsive using the paddle shifters, there's no doubt about it. However, you can still feel that elastic band slingshot style of gearbox the CVT is. Yes, the paddle shifters make it better. No, they don't make it like a DSG or a manual gearbox. It's just not there. But still a beautiful car nonetheless. There's one thing about the Levorg that I really love is the amount of cameras it's got. Every car's got reverse cameras these days. Well, if they don't, they should. But this car has got a camera out of the passenger side mirror. So when you're reversing into a parking spot, you can actually see where the gutter and where your wheels are, so you don't scratch your rims. I'm looking at a camera right now that's coming out from underneath the bonnet. So you're looking at the road level from underneath the bonnet, looking ahead. And I don't know the exact reasoning for that. I can only assume that if you're parking forward towards a gutter, that you can actually see where to stop. But it is also active, or it can be activated while you're driving as well, and I can see that right now, which is, I find it's very quite cool. I think Subaru's really nailed it with this car. This is the latest and greatest, of course, and it is their top of the range for the WRX style model. But everything's so comfortable. You could sit in here for hours and days, and you could tour in it really comfortably. You can take it to the track and have an absolute rip-roaring time around the track, and you can drive it every day with ease and comfort without the stress of having some high-performance cars have. So sadly, this is the worst part of the day. I have to take this car back to Central Coast Subaru. Now, I've loved this car, and I would, this is the car that I would absolutely buy. It literally gives you the best of all worlds. It gives you space, it gives you sexiness, it gives you performance, and it's just a very, very practical but fast car. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Central Coast Subaru for looking after me today, giving me this Levorg STI, and letting me take it for the day and give it a really nice solid review. I don't want to give it back. In fact, Subaru, if you don't see me in the next hour. So yep, I can quite confidently say this is a WRX in a wagon. If you're in the market for a sports wagon that you can happily take on the track, that you can happily be a little bit of a hoon, they're reliving your childhood, but you can easily put the kids in the back and all of the shopping, go to Subaru, check this out, take a Levorg for a drive, and in particular the STI 2 litre is what I drove today. So thanks again for watching Throttle Down Under, folks, and we'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button down below
Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and please leave a comment below to tell me what you'd like to see next, what car or motorcycle would you like to learn all about, and I'll try my best to make it happen. See you guys.